Moving from manager to director is one thing, but there are unique challenges and consideration when it comes to moving from manager to director in the same company. Picture this. You've been working in the same company for a while. It could be decades, it could be more. And you've been operating at a senior management. You've been established as a manager. And maybe some of your higher ups have been talking to you about the ascension into director level positions. And maybe some of them have even been grooming you to take on that role. And you yourself, you see there are opportunities for growth. You see there are opportunities to take on bigger responsibilities. But the challenge is, how do I get there? How do I ensure that I have the right experience? How can I ensure I can do the job well in director? And more importantly, how can I ensure that I have the time? Because your current projects are taking up so much of your time. Your responsibilities and execution and implementing ideas is taking up so much of your time that when it comes to taking on higher level strategic leadership and higher level visionary responsibilities, you don't have the time or the energy to take that on. And this is the biggest challenge I see when it comes to moving from manager to director within the same company, is that there's a lot of time and energy that needs to be devoted to higher level strategy, to being involved in executive level, director level decisions, that your current implementation and execution tasks as a manager are so time consuming. They are also mentally and intellectually time consuming and energetically consuming, that how do we jump up into that role? How do we smoothly transition to a higher level role like that? So in this video, what I want to share with you is some key considerations. There's unique challenges. There are unique considerations for this. And what are they? And how can you implement that in your career growth right now? When a company is growing, the first thing that you experience is that there are opportunities that open up, opportunities to step up in higher level positions. And you might also see a shift in leadership. Someone that was once your manager steps up into a higher level position as well. And leadership starts to move upwards as well. And you might see a lot of transitions, promotions, people taking on bigger responsibilities. You might see that. But what may be difficult to see is the reason why that happens. And the reason why is because when an organization is growing, people are moving. It's a constant movement from tactical to strategic. Tactical, it means the implementation, the execution of ideas and projects. Strategic is the higher level, the big picture of things that are aligned with fiscal responsibilities, visions of the whole company and where they want to be, but that's strategic. And so you yourself, if you want to take on more strategic level roles, which is what a director level role is, it would be wise for you yourself to be moving from tactical to strategic. So with that in mind, the 4 key considerations, the essence of them all comes down to how can we be in a position to make that movement along with our higher ups, along with the whole company. The whole company is also making that transition from tactical to strategic. And that is the way that they grow. That is the way they sustain their success in the marketplace. And more importantly, that is how they can ensure that all the right people, all the best people, all the experienced people are from the top down in the right seats to make the strategy, to create the vision and to paint that picture and communicate that vision all the way down. That's the only way to ensure that is when people are moving tactical to strategic. And unfortunately, because you're in this position and these opportunities are opening up to you and the higher ups are encouraging you to step up, then there's not a whole lot of support for I need to be able to carve that path. So then the onus and responsibility lies on you to make sure that you're in that transition from tactical to strategic so that you can open up opportunities, time and energy, intellectual and bandwidth, so that you can open that up to take on those opportunities. So here are the 4 key considerations. There's 4 key considerations for making that movement within the same company. Consideration number 1, having the right people in the right seats. Now, you've been a manager for quite some time. Chances are you've had a team, you've led teams and projects as well. Some of them might be cross-functional. And every individual on your team was involved in tactical implementation, activities to implement projects and goals and visions and so on. So when you're up for taking a step further, higher in strategic, it would be wise for you to build a team around those roles that you used to be implementing and being able to offload those. They were once strategic for you to do, but because now you're stepping up into director level roles in the same company, those activities that you used to do that you now do really well, that you're now an expert in, those now need to be handed off to the right people. And it's around building the right team of people in the right seats and coaching them to do what you used to do well. So that is the key consideration number 1. Key consideration number 2, Having clearly documented processes around each role so that you can set up your team members for success. Now, why is that important? Documentation of processes. The reason why is because what you are delegating to these team members, the right team members, are the areas in which you are successful in implementing. They were activities that you are highly familiar with, that people have relied on you for, and you've developed your own expertise around them. But it's time to let go of these activities because you desire to move up to director level positions and you can't be spending time in tactical implementation. But this is your expertise. This was your implementation. This was your process as well. And if you are delegating that successfully, it would be wise for the people that you're delegating to understand how to be successful in that as well. And eventually they too will become implementation expertise. They too become successful at executing the vision and the goals of each project as well. So when things are clearly documented, this helps you to be able to delegate that success, but it also helps your team members to take on that responsibility with clarity on what they are to do, what the expectations are, and also their metrics for success. So this is key consideration number 2. If this situation that I'm describing resonates with you, for example, you've been with your company as a manager for quite some time, and some of your higher-ups really are approaching you, encouraging you to step up, and you're seeing growth in the company, and there are opportunities to become a director, and you know that you can succeed there, but you want to make sure that you can contribute value to the company. If this is you and it resonates with you, then I invite you to work with me. Every single week, I train managers, experienced, established managers and directors and above on how to be effective leading their teams, how to be effective building visions, how to be effective at understanding people and human behaviors so that you can build meaningful relationships based on trust and intrinsic motivation. And so if that's you and you're serious about achieving this career growth for yourself, then below this video, the first link is a link to book a call and speak to one of my trusted career advisors. And this is just to explore whether or not it is the right fit, your situation, and working with me. And if it is, then I look forward to personally mentoring you on the other side. Key consideration number 3 is understanding and appreciating your team members so that they can be intrinsically motivated. Let's face it, when you're stepping up into director level position, you're going to be managing other managers, and they might have their own teams. So you are now overseeing projects, you're now overseeing some activities that help the whole company move forward to its big picture and visionary goals. And as a result of that, you're going to be a little bit more out of touch with the day in and day out execution on certain projects and certain activities. You're going to be a little bit out of touch. But as a result of that, the onus will lie on you to ensure that the projects and the goals are moving forward as intended. When you build a team of people that are intrinsically motivated, what that means is that you don't have to micromanage them. They're intrinsically motivated. That means that they are naturally inspired to do what they do well. They're naturally inspired to carry on and uphold their responsibilities. They're naturally inspired to carry out their accountability and to hold themselves accountable. And you don't need to be in there having transactions saying, did you get it done? Why not? That micromanagement, you don't need to do that anymore. And this is important because when it comes to being a director, you're overseeing. You have fiscal responsibilities in your job description, in your role. You have fiscal responsibilities, and you don't have the time and the bandwidth to micromanage each of your team members, especially those ones that manage their own teams. So when you can understand and appreciate each team member, they can become intrinsically motivated, because the essence of human behaviors, all of your team members, you want them to be inspired. And when they're inspired, they can see how participating in each of their activities is fulfilling for them. They can see how it is a fair exchange for them. They can see how it does lend themselves to be appreciated and understood in ways that are valuable to them, that are important to them. So as a new leader, as a new higher up-level leader, I should say, it is the third consideration to understand and appreciate each and every one of your direct reports. Key consideration number 4 is setting up the right internal processes so that this movement is continuous. The movement I'm referring to is the movement from tactical to strategic. And this is so important for growing companies. If the company is growing, chances are the C-suite, the VPs at the top, they are delegating their tactical tasks. They're delegating and they're moving into higher level strategic because the company is demanding that of them. When a company grows, they are moving from where they are today to where they want to be. And they could have annual objectives, they could have 5-year objectives, 10-year objectives, and so on. And it really takes that movement of senior leaders from tactical to strategic. Because once a company grows, the company is no longer what it used to be. It's grown, it's moved into a new place in the marketplace. It's moving into a new competitive advantage. It has sustained its success. It's thriving in a new place. And once a company grows to a new place, what used to be a strategic activity has now become quite tactical. And so there's new strategies, there's bigger responsibilities constantly. So if you are wanting to be successful in this movement yourself, in your own career growth, it will be wise. Key consideration number 4 is to ensure that you have the right internal processes in place so that the movement from tactical to strategic is consistent and continuous for you. Now, I just finished sharing with you the considerations of moving from manager to director in the same company. There are some principles when it comes to moving from manager to director in general. And I'm going to share with you those principles right up next in this next video. I'll see you there.